did you realize you wanted to become an actor?
When I was about 10 or 12 years old, I think. I think that's the time I decided, because I could see my classmates deciding, or at least dreaming of being engineers or doctors or joining the army and so on. When I was a child, there weren't that many options as there are today. And I thought that if these people can plan thus, why can't I plan according to what I wish to do? And what I wish to do is act. And why cannot I earn a living that way? So I set about realizing that ambition. I never considered it to be an impossible dream which I must achieve. It was like a practical decision to pursue any vocation which you found suitable. And I went about it.
Did you watch a lot of films at that time?
Yes, fortunately for me, in the school I studied, we were shown a film a week. And the choice of the films was excellent. I really feel that that was the true education that school gave me, was the films I saw. We saw everything from Citizen Kane to Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges, you know, the whole range in between. Also the odd Hindi movie, but not many, only the best ones. Films like Mughal-e-Azam and all would be shown to us, but mostly they were American, British films. I gorged on them, and I've been a movie junkie ever since.
Okay. Now you probably got the greatest variety of roles that a Hindi film actor can do. Would you agree?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. But I have been very fortunate in the very early part of my career to have been offered such a large variety of roles. And I'm not belittling my own contribution in being able to do justice to the various parts. It's because I've always, as a child, enjoyed playing roles. I've enjoyed getting away from myself and being other people. I think it is because I was very dissatisfied with the way I was as a child. And I wanted to be other people. I guess that's what gave birth to the desire to be an actor. And I've been able to recognize within myself different facets of my own personality, which is why I suppose I can play these varying parts.
So all these characters lie inside you.
Inside me, yeah, I believe that. I believe that's true of any person. It's not just two personalities that we have. We have a zillion personalities, each one of us. And it's those who become actors who are fortunate enough to be able to sublimate these other people within us, come to terms with them.
Okay. Now, does studying the kind of character you are going to play, actually observing the kind of person, like maybe you were playing a blind man, did you actually go out and observe?
Yeah, I did, but it's basically the observation you've done in life which counts. If you haven't already observed people and responded to them and empathized with them, then going out and observing a blind person or a jhuggi dweller for 2 weeks before the shooting is of no consequence, because things don't sink in that fast. So I guess actors have a responsibility to be alive to everything they see and hear all the time and assimilate it all, whether or not you respond to it immediately, but you assimilate it all, and somewhere or the other it works like a storehouse.
Black comedies can be. Okay. Black comedies can be seen very rarely on the Indian screen, intentionally at least. Jaane Bhi Do Yaro was one of them. Now, would you also say that you have this streak inside you, this cynical kind you were able to find?
Yeah, I am often called cynical by people, but I think that it's a very negative word, and I would not claim to be a cynic. I don't think I am, because I think cynicism is the next stage before death, and it's a rotten state to be in. I think one must question things, and I think one must not take things at face value. But that does not imply dismissing, being dismissive, and that is how what I equate cynicism with. Uh, a satirical bent of mind, I hope I would. I think I would claim I have. And Jaane Bhi To Yaron certainly was a satirical film. I would not really call it a black comedy. Well, the fact is that let alone black comedies themselves are hard to come by in the Indian film industry, and that is because of this mistaken notion that comedies don't run. The simple fact is that comedies are very difficult to do. They're very, very difficult to make, and it's hell for the actors. And that is why we don't make good comedies here, because basically, quite simply, all the ills of the Bombay industry can boil down to this: that we just don't work hard enough. The writers don't work hard enough, the directors don't work hard enough, the actors don't work hard, neither do the dance masters, nor anybody in the film industry works hard enough. Maybe the cameramen do. That's about all I could say. And we just, sort of muddle along from day to day. It's a great booming industry. It generates tons of money, fine. But then that's all it can lay claim to be. We don't make comedies because nobody's willing to break their backs and make a comedy the way old Charlie Chaplin did. Or even actors like Jerry Lewis or Danny Kaye. And then there is the superstition that comedies don't run, so don't make comedies.
At one time, you yourself and Om Puri and Bana Azmi, Smita Patil and Shyam Benegal, all of you were together and making films. So, did ideas of films, characters, themes evolve between discussions, or was it always the one particular personality?
Well, it was, we were all executing the director's vision, I would say, with varying degrees of success. I don't think that, well, there's always discussion when a film is being made, and we would all give our ideas, and Shyam is one who is particularly open to suggestion. He loves actors, and he always has a patient ear for what an actor wants to do, and is also very clear about whether he will let the actor do it or not. So, speaking for myself, I would say that I just let myself be guided by him. I had no fixed notions about film acting. I had a lot of ideas which I was trying to work out with myself, and so I put myself in the position of a student where Shyam was concerned, to learn the business of acting in movies. And I'm very grateful to Shyam because I learnt a very great deal.
At one time, you were like the Rock of Gibraltar for these meaningful and committed filmmakers. Did anything disillusion you?
Their inability to make better films disillusioned me, quite simply. There were a lot of other things as well, but basically this is what it was. And it's not that I am disillusioned with good cinema. I was disillusioned with these filmmakers. I don't feel that good cinema is a meaningless enterprise. Good cinema must be made, and I suppose will continue to be made, though frankly I feel very pessimistic about it. But I suppose the next generation of filmmakers will have something to offer. And my complaint was basically against these filmmakers, that they didn't get better and better. I don't think I was unfair in expecting them to. They expected me to get better as an actor. So why can't I expect them to get better as filmmakers?
Now, woman power is appearing on screen in a big way. How different have you found a woman director's approach to a filmmaking?
No, not at all. I have worked with only two women directors in my life, Sai Paranjpe, with whom I did two feature films, and another lady with whom I did a children's film, which I'd rather forget. But I frankly feel that there is no difference. Why should there be a difference? It's a question of ability. I've come across plenty of nincompoops men who've who've made movies and who have been acclaimed greatly and everything. I would be keen to work with directors like Aparna Sen, definitely. It's of no importance.
Uh, you have worked with a whole lot of filmmakers. Now, do you find that nowadays you are being given more liberty as an actor, being given more leeway to decide for yourself?
No,
No.
it's the same. It's just that I don't give as many suggestions as I used to. I have learned to sift what I want and offer the essential, and not to give suggestions too soon, not to jump to conclusions too soon. So despite my reputation, I have never considered myself to be a difficult actor. I don't think I'm a difficult actor, and my intention is always to carry out what the director wants. I don't think acting is is an end in itself. In the sense of, well, as a mission in life, maybe it is, but it's not a separate entity. It is, an actor is one of the tools which the director uses to convey a particular meaning. So it's your responsibility as an actor to be truthful to the writer and the director.
Personally, what kind of roles do you like to play?
I have no such preferences. Nor do I have any list of roles which I am dying to do. I just enjoy acting. To me, it's the greatest fun I can have. To me, it is a meaningful exercise. It helps me understand people, and luckily for me, it's my work also, for which I get paid.
Okay. Nowadays, we see that evil has more shades in films. The villain gets, the characters are more worked upon, thought out. Is it more fun playing villain?
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, for me, yes. But generally, also, I think that I got bored playing the hero in Hindi movies or playing the goody character. And I grabbed the chance to play a villain when I got it. And I frankly feel I'm more cut out in commercial movies for villains' parts. And invariably, the villain is better fleshed out than the hero, because everyone has realized that without a great villain, you can't have a great movie, or even a great success for that matter. You have to have a great villain, whether you're talking of Ben-Hur, or whether you're talking of, High Noon, or whether you're talking of Mother India. They all have great villains. Gabbar Singh. It's always the villain who comes to mind. So it is generally the most interesting part and a lot of fun.
Which role have you found difficult to perform? Character difficult to grasp?
When I first came into commercial movies and had to sing songs and had to play scenes which I've always disliked watching, like the very sentimental scenes that you have in Hindi movies, the ones where you cry over a lost love and so on. Impossibly difficult. I've never got it right. And I've given up trying.
Are you now perfectly at home with mainstream commercial cinema?
Yeah. Yes, at last, I would say that. It's a question of gaining confidence. It's a question of feeling at ease. when you're on the sets, and it's a question of feeling that you're trusted by the director. The problem worked both ways. When I first started doing commercial movies, commercial people thought that here's this very artistic guy and got to handle him with kid gloves, and I felt, well, these guys look upon me skeptically as this arty-farty actor who has come here and he's got to be taught how to act. So there was this impasse for a while when I acted very badly in quite a few commercial movies. But I guess one learns as one goes along. So that's what has happened. Now I'm quite at ease, though I have still never played a lover. I have still not, I think, done a song well enough. It can wait till my next birth.
As far as commercial films are concerned, how do you go about choosing what role do you want to play?
As far as any films are concerned, I go by instinct purely. There's no way of knowing when you read a script or when you are told a story what kind of a film this is going to turn out to be. If you get a complete script, that's no guarantee that it will be a good film. You see, I'd kept this as a condition early on that I will only work in movies which are shot at one stretch and movies which give me a complete script. There's no guarantee that movies which are shot at a stretch will be good. In the same way as there's no guarantee that a film which you have a script for will finally turn out to be good when it's shot. Many scripts which I've liked immensely have turned out to be rotten films, and many scripts which I did not even bother to listen to, like Masoom, for example. Yeah, I did not even bother to listen to the script. Shekhar was a friend of mine and he wanted me to do the film. So I said yes, purely by instinct. And I went there thinking that, okay, we'll have a good time at least. But it has turned out to be one of the best films I've done in my career. And there have been other instances to the contrary. So one can only go by instinct. And sometimes you're wrong, but that's life.
Which roles and which performances of yours have particularly satisfied you? Even looking back now, you feel that you are.
Quite a few. I've done about 110 feature films in 3 or 4 languages. Some of them have been satisfying, some have not. I think it is where I enjoyed being part of the project. Those are the roles I've enjoyed. At other times when I did not enjoy being there, those have not been satisfying, irrespective of the final outcome of the film. To me, doing the film has always been of more importance than the final result.
Almost every actor who works in theatre feels that it gives him something more, a thrill kind of thing. Would you agree? Is it really true that
The thrill is in acting for me. I get an equal charge out of acting in the theatre and acting in movies. At the moment, I have just done too many movies and I'm feeling fatigued, and that is why at the moment I'm enjoying theatre much more. But it's basically acting which is fun. And if acting in the theatre was such a thrill, guys who have been trained for theatre would not give up doing theatre the moment they get one movie contract.
do you watch the newer lot of the not the mainstream, but the alternative cinema?
What newer lot? There is no newer lot. It's a disgraceful situation. I mean, where are all these people who we were expecting would come out of the film institutes, various film institutes? I mean, the last prominent filmmaker to emerge from the film institute was 15 years ago. I don't know what has become of the others. They're all into television or advertising. I don't see any newer lot. The NFDC is still financing Shyam Benegal and Saeed Mirza and Basu Chatterjee. There's no newer lot. I'm sorry to say, and I say it with a deep sense of sadness, because I was really hoping there would be a newer lot. There isn't.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, at the moment, I'm taking a break from Hindi movies starting in August. I'm going to England, where I've been invited to the National Theatre to act in a production which they are producing in collaboration with an Asian group called Tara Arts. The play is called Cyrano de Bergerac. It's an old French play which has been relocated, rewritten, and in an adaptation to an Indian setting. The adaptation is being done by Ranjit Bolt, who lives in London, and the play is being directed by Anuradha Kapoor. So I'm going to be in London and touring England for 6 months starting September, which I'm really looking forward to because I've always wanted to do a play in this manner, where I don't have to run from my shooting to the rehearsal and have a very tired 2 hour rehearsal and then run from a shooting to a performance. Here we'll be rehearsing all day and performing 4 days a week. So that is the immediate plan. Apart from that, I have no new films. I am starting some new films when I return, which will be in February '96.
Do you ever feel like making a film yourself?
I do, but I haven't yet done so because I think it's because I don't have anything to say. I don't have a statement to make. And the thing which thrills me about making a film is to deal with the actors, which is what I love doing. I love handling actors, and I love getting performances out of actors. That is the reason I would like to make a film where I could get every actor to perform at a level which I consider ideal. But unfortunately, I don't have a vehicle to do it through. I suppose someday I'll find it.
Does a film have to make a statement?
Well, I feel I'm incapable of making a formula film. I don't like those films, and I don't think I have the capacity to enjoy that kind of form the way directors like Manmohan Desai did or Vijay Anand did. I can't do that. So I guess my filmmaking career is on hold.